the truth. So when I read about these outbreaks of bacteria in the newspaper, in the cereal industry, in the alfalfa industry, tomatoes, hamburgers, my feeling, of course, is the same as yours. It's dangerous, right? I don't want to eat that tomato because I don't have any special property that makes me better at dealing with bacteria than you. So I have that reaction, the same reaction I think anyone has when they read about those, except that I think the reaction that I don't have is the one where people think everything's getting worse, there's all these pathogens, That's not true. These pathogens have been on this earth, or these bacteria, for billions of years. And the reason we read about them in the newspaper is not because the bacteria have changed and gotten worse. It's because technology or industry or the environment has changed, and we're coming in contact with a bacterium that's just been hanging around for billions of years, but we're in contact with it, and our immune system doesn't know how to deal with it. And so I think the E. coli 0157 is a great example of that. It used to be if a farmer's cow, ate E. coli 0157, and the cow got infected and the farmer and his family ate it, it would be unfortunate. But it didn't end up in 1,000 hamburgers, all over the country. That's because industries changed, right? And so these sort of blips that we see are not because the bacteria are getting worse. And that's the thing I think that most people don't understand when they read in the newspaper about the salmonella or E. coli. It's just that the technology has changed that's smacked us up against them, right? And I'm not saying we shouldn't fix it, we should. But I just wish people would say the bacteria aren't getting worse and worse. That's not what's happening, right? It's just been going on for billions of years. No, I don't think that I would never. There's a whole editorial on how we grow beef or things like that, right? Which is not my expertise at all. So each of us makes personal decisions about the food we want to eat based on those things. But I think that we're not going to go back to subsistence farming, right? I mean, it's going to be industrialized, and so I do think that there are rather easy preventions of the, by monitoring and spending money on surveillance and monitoring that can fix, for the most part, these problems. And so I think that each time that we have these unfortunate episodes, in fact, it does, except for the hysteria that happens, it does actually help us to strengthen the infrastructure to have better quality, healthy food. And there's certainly a movement. People aren't going to tolerate that, right? And so I think that all of that works together. And the problem with it is that the bacteria get the blame, as opposed to, how we humans are choosing to process food. And so that's the only, to me, misconception about where the blame should land.